Hello, what is up everyone? Welcome to my newest episode of What If I Ran for President? For President. Where I tackle the presidential debates and forums that had happened and I try to answer the questions that have been posted during the debate and see if I am up to par on running as the next president. So, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please like and subscribe, share if you want. And I think my goal with this series is I want to be the next Marcoleta, the next Iglesia ni Cristo politician, so I can get money of the government. Okay, let's start the process. Let's start the debate. Let's see. First up, we're gonna go to the old lady herself, Miss Clarita Carlos, and I will be skipping ahead. Too bad there are no timestamps on the video. Let me check if there are timestamps. We need timestamps for this because it's how we need it's to navigate through the questions of the debate. It's hard to have no timestamps, to be honest. Okay, there's no timestamps. Well then, it's gonna be a long video, guys, so please bear with me. I'm sorry. No one has bothered to post a timestamp, so let's do it.
And the Manila Times alamin na candidates will stay around next 6 years. Sir, meron
Sa pag-awa ng napakamahal, laging deficit at
Okay, let's try. What will be my key priority programs if elected president, and how will you realize this in the next 6 years? Well, for start, I am not going to promise anything that will happen in the next 6 years. My key priority programs if elected president is that I will make a cleanup for the 6 years after that. So it would be regularizing the government process, full massive reform, and that is what is going to be happening throughout the term, so that the next 6 years will be ready for a clean governance. I am preparing a clean. This will be a transitional period that of the Philippine government towards the future of our next right generation.
para maya yun. Mga pangisip ng alamat.
Thank you.
Yan, shorter atrak na kung magkakataon sa yan. Kung agad at marapag
Pag sa gobyerno, law ay ang
Attorney Abelia. Sa debate 2022. SMNI Carlos, your question please.
Hi, good evening everyone. Thank you so much for the 4 presidential candidates who had both the political commitment and the political courage to be part of this conversation. My area of research and expertise is on foreign policy and defense and security, so my first question will be within the rubric of these issue areas. All right. If the Quad were to become a collective security alliance, you, as our country's chief architect of our foreign policy, are you going to make the Philippines as a member of the Quad? Why and why not?
What the fuck is a quad? Next question.
The other
from anybody. Thank you.
the Philippines has
Karen, do I have time for one more follow-up? So, as in embrace.
follow-up. Si Professor Carlos wanted to.
Karen,
No,
you
it's
just-
real.
Okay.
sa mga provisions sa net. Sisimula budget.
Attorney, your question, please.
Maraming salamat ka.
Alright, there are no more. I don't know what the fuck a quad is, so let's go to the next question.
Karen, mayong gabi sa tanan. Issue po ng kahit kaninong administrasyon, ang korupsyon, na tinatansyang may epekto sa mahigit kumulang 20% ng budget ng pamalaan kada taon. Ngayong magkakaroon ng bagong Pangulo, kailangan muling iakyat sa talakayan ang pagnanais na matigil ang pangungurakot, sapagkat ang isang malinis na gobyerno ay nagsisimula sa isang tapat at marangal na Pangulo. Kung kayo po ay magiging Pangulo, una, kusa mo bang ilalabas o hindi sa publiko ang iyong SALN or Statement of Assets, Liabilities and Net Worth? At pangalawa, kusa ka bang magsasagawa ng waiver sa mga provision ng RA 1405 na nagbabawal sa pagpaalam sa publiko ng laman ng inyong mga bank accounts?
For the SALN, yes, I am agreeing to the statement of assets, liabilities, and net worth because I do believe in a transparency in the government. Now for the bank account issue, that is, I think, going to be a step deeper. I think I'm against it. I have my stand against it. The United States of America didn't even allow that the bank accounts would be disclosed because it's a more of a private issue. So everyone in the country would know your bank account, and that would be subjected to hacking. And you, the president, are going to be subjected to security threats. So what I believe is it's not the bank account that should be the one that is transparent, because that is a threat to security. The one that is transparent is what is the current transactions in the bank account. Okay? That we need to see the transactional history of the bank account, but the bank account number is being censored. That is what going to be my revision on the law pertaining to the transparency of the bank account. Because, let's be honest, we're going to be like America. They tried to make the bank account disclosure agreement legal, but it wasn't. Because, yeah, it's a security threat to the head of the state himself. Next question.
Sa ngayon, kay lahat
Presidential debate.
lahat. Professor Carlos
Okay, next question. Let's see from the old man.
started us off with a foreign policy question, and I'd like to ask something similar where it converges with gut issues. The public discourse on the West Philippine Sea often glosses over the interests of the smallest stakeholders. It was refreshing to hear several candidates for president mention the need to allow Filipinos to fish in the disputed areas, but we have not heard specifics. The concern for our fisherfolk seems to be growing on a larger audience, particularly the young voters, as evidenced by the release just days ago of a music video featuring the rock band Sponge Cola and singer Karil. If elected president, how will you look after the interests of small fishermen who are occasionally harassed by foreign vessels and often crowded out in the controversial area by fishing boats from countries with competing territorial claims like Vietnam, Taiwan, and of course, China?
Well, for that matter, the security sucks in those islands. I mean, how would the foreign vessels from China are even harassing our fishermen if the security is there? So what we just need is security upon our seas. We have a treaty. We have no treaty. We have a decision from the United Nations, and why not implement it while we're in the process of having a treaty, like a no holds bar agreement or whatever that is between China and the Philippines, not claim any stakes in the island whilst a treaty is being processed. Because people's lives are in danger at this point, and compromising their security. So it's not that it's hard to protect the fishermen. It's not that hard. We just have to put some funds into the Coast Guard, because nobody in this room hears about the Coast Guard, and strengthen them so that if there are harassment from China, the Coast Guard can rebut back or fight back in a diplomatic way. One thing to be certain is to post out outposts and soldiers near the islands for additional security for our fishermen. And let's be honest, let's put more of a secured environment, a secured area to where the fishes are being processed, because I think that would also help a lot. So centralize the depository of fishes that is gathered by the fishermen. Centralize it into one large market, or one large on a certain island. Make that the center of the central market, and make that the secured bay that I am saying, so that when the fishermen are going to be fishing for their products, they will be fishing near the central market, or the secured area. And I think that would help a lot in these types of situation. Okay, next question.
Provide with the first who so
Hindi naman natin kaya na issue rin
sa gobyerno. Mga bang sea consider our China is doing behind this issue.
Programa kayo, pwede po ba natin tumbukin in a few seconds? Ano po ba yung programa na yan?
address these.
carrier them kapag
Usapin. Kayo
There is no doubt that
Carlos.
yes, there is no doubt that what is being fought over here is fish, isda. No? And so there is also no doubt that the food security of China cannot be at the expense of the food insecurity of the rest of us.
And I agree. That's why we need a central market. The current fishing situations in those islands, in the Spratlys, are being dispersed, and I can't believe I'm saying this. This is going to be a cliche on the unity speech by BBM, but a united security front on those islands would definitely help our fishermen on their lifestyle.
Now let's move something that fishing republic.
Yes.
Senator Marcos, I
Yes,
think
please. I cannot see though what in this formulation, but how we are going to tell our fishermen, wag muna kayo mangisda dyan. Anong hanap buhay nila? Anong kakainin nila? Kailangan natin ayusin yung problemang yan in whatever way we can. Kaya kailangan isama natin, gawing bahagi ng malaking usapan sa China. Yung unahin na nga natin, yung naging lagay ng ating mga mangingisda. Doon natin
Carita Carlos on this issue.
No, I don't.
I can
Okay,
I can take
Mr.
it.
Ang.
Yeah, what? Just want to ask.
Misinformed.
Yeah.
Okay, it was
Well,
Mr. Ang.
I just want to ask about comparative advantage when we're talking about rice, because it's a basic economic precept that says you shouldn't make things that others can make cheaply, and many people have said that the Philippines lacks a comparative advantage in rice. So should we insist? I think this is related to the question of MJ with regard to food security policy. Should we insist on continuing planting a crop that we clearly don't have a comparative advantage?
Actually, we were exporting rice since, I can't believe I'm saying this, the Marcos here, Masagana 99, and that was lost because some rich person are turning farm bills into villages, and that is weakening the agriculture of the society. I'm not seeing agriculture as a good thing. I believe industrialization is a far superior approach, but if it comes down to rice exportation, yes, I would like my Department of Agriculture give a research on that. How would they make rice the number one export of the country again? That would be their first assignment. And secondly, what would our rice offer that is better than jasmine? Yeah, better than Japanese rice. What is better? Are we going to be adding GMO, global genetically modified organisms, on our rice? If so, who will gonna fund? So that would be the task of the Department of Agriculture and the OST for the research. And there will be funds on that. But I assure you, I'm leaning towards let's not just export rice, but if it's exporting rice, that would be a subject for research in the future.
Not din word
Presidential debate 20. Round 2, we have SB from Sas Rogando Sason, isa sa mga anchor ng SMNI. Ang tanong na ito ay para kay Secretary Norberto Gonzales.
According to one of the documents the Philippines sent to the South China Sea Arbitration Tribunal, Vietnam
Okay, skip. I'm tired of West Philippine Sea issues. Skip that.
ice of the
We'll have Secretary Abella, Calyodi, and Secretary Gonzales.
ang unang responsibilidad ng kahit sino na elected official sa aming pagsusumpa is to defend and protect the Constitution of the linya.
Tulad para sa English.
Sa laban. Para magtanggol sa sarili. Ayaw natin yung pinatay. O panahon ni Duterte, kay Gloria, ang daming pinatay. O kaya yung mga tao, anong gagawin para magtanggol sa sarili? Ayaw natin yung
Calyodi,
gano'n.
time's up.
Ang gagawin mo, hindi ako maaring sumang-ayon sa ideolohiya na may kasamang armed struggle para pabagsakin ang gobyerno. Kahit anuman ang dahilan, wala na talaga sa batas yan.
Calyodi, something to say?
Hindi ako nakapatungkol sa ideolohiya kahit sa mga manggagawang nagwewelga, kahit sa mga manggagawa. Ayaw namin ng welga, ayaw namin ng rally, ayaw namin ng rally. Mainit. Kung welga, hinaharas kami ng pulis. Pero kung kami pinagsasamantalahan ng mga kapitalista at ginagawa kaming kontraktual,
Okay, let's take a hot take. Leody, you're sounding like a communist. Seriously, you sound like a communist.
pigilan kami.
It seems
Loob ng ating naman tukin para matapos na itong ating problema doon sa
dapat ang gobyerno may katungkulan. Both sa
Napalitan nga ngayon ang sistema ng peace talks at dinadaan sa doon sa kanila.
Let's go to the 2-hour mark.
The terrorist group. At
Yes, we were supposed to go on a break, so I hope, gentlemen, that you're good. No need for water? Okay. MJ.
recently dineklara po ng pamahalaan na teroristang grupo ang CPP, NPA, NDF. Sa inyo pong apat, kaaway niyo po ba o hindi ang CPP, NPA, NDF?
That's an easy question. Of course, they're the enemies of the states. They're bringing terrorism and rebellion, and that is against the Constitution. So yeah, they are the enemies of the state. I am not against the principle of communism, however, even though I trash Leody about it, but I believe that communism philosophy could be shed in a good light and not in a bad light. A bad communist results from a bad leader, so yeah. And that is the shining example of what the CPP and PA is. They have a bad leader, henceforth bad communism, and that's my take. Okay then. How many time? Okay, I think that's gonna be it for today on this series. So the next video that is going to be posted is the CNN debate that is happening tonight. Yeah, tonight or currently, and I believe Bong Bong isn't there again. I think he treats these forums are a fucking joke, even though he's in here. He's been skipping 2 debates already. So the title of the next one will be I replace BBM on his position. It will be my stand. So thank you for watching and goodbye and good night. Bang.